Good morning, children. How are you all? Fine? Okay, today we move on to the next lesson in our SST book, that is weather and climate. Now, what is weather? Weather is the condition of the atmosphere at a particular place. It can change from day to day and even from hour to hour. Climate, on the other hand, is the average weather condition of a place over a long period of time. The climate in the Himalayan range is cold, and the climate in and around Chennai is warm. Now, there is a lot of difference. So this difference is because of the factors that affect the climate. Now, different places in the world have different types of climate. It affects the people living there in many ways. The clothes they wear, the food they eat, the types of houses they live in, they are all affected by the climate of a place. The factors that determine the climate of a place are distance from the equator, height above sea level, distance from the sea, and latitude. Now, children, do you remember this diagram? I had told you about all this in my earlier lesson. This line is the equator, 0 degrees. You remember that very well. This is 90 degrees north, called the North Pole, 90 degrees south, called the South Pole. And these lines are latitudes. So these lines, they also affect the climate of a place. Now, how that happens, we are going to learn in this lesson. Now look at this diagram. The earth gets heated by the rays of the sun falling on it. You can see here how the rays are falling. Look at the rays of the sun falling on different parts of the earth. Different parts are getting the rays differently. Near the equator, here at 0 degrees, the rays fall straight. But near the poles, now look at this area, these are the poles, North Pole and South Pole, the rays are slanting. Different parts of the earth receive different amounts of heat from the sun. Now, depending on this heat, we get the different climates. There is unequal heating of the earth. Now, you can see the sunlight here. Here it is the most direct, slightly less, and here the least. So depending on this heat that the earth receives from the sun, we have got different heat zones. Now the climate of those places lying in those heat zones, they depend on this. There are 3 climatic or heat zones: the torrid zone, the temperate zones, and the frigid zones. Now look at this. The area on both sides of the equator between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn is called the torrid zone. This red area, this is Tropic of Cancer. You remember 23.5 degrees north, and this is 23.5 degrees south. Now this area is called the torrid zone. This area receives the maximum heat of the sun. So this is the hottest area that we have. This is called the torrid zone. The word torrid means extremely hot. As it lies near the equator, this zone receives maximum heat. It is hot throughout the year. Now next we have the temperate zone. Now in this figure, from the Tropic of Cancer to the Arctic Circle, we have the North Temperate Zone. Tropic of Capricorn to the Antarctic Circle, we have the South Temperate Zone. This is 23.5 degrees north, and this is 66.5 degrees north. This is 23.5 degrees south and 66.5 degrees south. This is called the temperate zone. This region has a mild climate, neither very hot nor very cold. Next, we have the frigid zone. Now here, this is the North Pole, 90 degrees north, and Arctic Circle, 66.5 degrees north. This area is the North Frigid Zone. And between the Antarctic Circle and the South Pole, this is the South Frigid Zone. This area, you can see, receives very little heat from the sun. The sun's rays are slanting here. They are very cold and large parts are covered with snow throughout the year. Most of the time, there is heavy snowfall. So this is called the frigid zone. Now children, have a look at this diagram. This you remember? This is the axis. The earth rotates on its axis. And here you can see the sun. Now look at the rays. See here, this part is the equator that is receiving the direct rays of the sun. Here it is getting slightly slanting, and here the least amount of rays. So this is the torrid zone, the temperate zone, and then this is the frigid zone. Now you can see from this diagram, see how the light of the torch is falling on this board. When it is straight, the whole part is getting equal amount of light. Can you see this? Now suppose we tilt it a little bit. Now you see. Do you understand now? So this part is getting maximum heat. Now this diagram will be clear to you. See here the direct rays. And this is the torrid zone. You can have a quick recap of what you learned just now. From 23.5 degrees north till 23.5 degrees south. This whole area is the torrid zone. This is the area which receives the maximum amount of heat. So the hottest areas lie in this zone. You have hot summers and warm winters. Now next is the North Temperate Zone and the South Temperate Zone. Here you have warm summers and cold winters. Last is North Frigid Zone and the South Frigid Zone. This is the coldest area. Snow throughout the year. Now you have learned that the sun, which is at the center of the solar system, is the source of heat for all the planets. The amount of solar radiation intercepted by the surface of the earth is termed as the incoming solar radiation or insolation. Two major reasons behind the differences in the distribution of temperature over the surface of the earth are angle of the sun's rays and shape of the earth. Now that is why we have these three different heat zones: torrid zone, temperate zone, and then frigid zone. Now children, I hope this is clear to all of you. We'll move on to the other factors in our next video. Okay? Thank you.